Hello, can you hear me?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Cleveland Pulse podcast, episode number 34. You might be wondering, what the hell just happened? Yeah, I'm not really sure either. No, I'm exactly sure.
Let's hear it.
Just folded the playoff chances away. I mean, it was a good run. I don't care about the COVID. NFL, totally inconsistent protocol. That's the last time I'm going to mention that. But besides that, I mean, that's your easiest win. That's the easiest way to the playoffs you've had since 2007. You can't get the job done. Kevin Stefanski completely has lost his mind. Definitely the best coach we've had in 20 years. Is that saying a whole lot? Not really. Throws the ball 53 times with a wide receiving core that has had less of 9, 10, 11, 12 hours together. Haven't even done one thing yet. Our offensive line is the best part of our team. I can't wait because this was the best game for me because Baker he's not bad anymore. Now he's just a system quarterback. He's officially a system quarterback. Needs everything perfect around him to excel. Not how people call Tom Brady a system quarterback, but kind of similar in the fact that Bill Belichick was one of the better systems that Brady could have ever been in his career. And, Stefanski's got a good system for Baker, but get a couple guys hurt or injured or two guys out on your line, and he looks like a totally different quarterback. Can't hold on to the ball. I don't want to see a QB sneak ever again. I don't want to see him holding the ball in the backfield ever again. I don't want to see Cody Parkey holding or in a Browns jersey ever again. I can't believe I defended that guy. He's a clown. And our defense, we don't deserve to be in the playoffs because of our defense. We're not beating Pittsburgh next week, and the Colts are not going to lose to the Jaguars, and the Ravens are not going to lose to the Bengals. So we're going to be 10-6 and miss the playoffs.
Is that a bad thing after last year?
After being 10-4, yeah, it's a bad thing.
Really, compared to last year? Can you just describe what sense that makes really quickly?
It makes a lot of sense because the team was substantially worse last year and we had a substantially harder schedule. We're 6-5 against the AFC this year and we're 4-0 against the NFC. I can't wait till we play a good NFC division next year and we're like 8-8 or 9-7 at best or 7-9 and people are freaking out just because they took them a whole 12 months to realize we have the softest schedule ever. We have a -5 point differential against the number 1 and number 2 teams that in this year's draft. So that's real good. We probably should have lost to the Jaguars. We should have beat the Ravens on the other side. We can't win a big game. Baker can't even beat the teams below 500 anymore. Barely. That's all he could do. We know he can't beat a team above 500. So, I mean, he can't win a game when it needs most. That's it.
The Colts.
Yeah.
So that's 2 games.
Only one of those teams is going to be
apparently couldn't
team.
Win though. But what sense does that make? He won those 2 games.
Those weren't the most important games of the year, though. Today was the most important game of the year. And he can't beat the Jets. He can't beat.
Is that true? Isn't next week the most important game of the year?
No, not if we win today.
Okay, but we didn't win today. So next week's the most important game of the year.
Yeah, but if we would have won today, then we wouldn't even be talking about it.
So that just means that this game wasn't the most important.
I mean, it was
just the most convenient. It's just the most convenient. It's not the most important.
I mean, it's the worst.
Clear evidence by the fact that next week we still have a chance to make it into the playoffs.
It's the worst team in the NFL, though. We just lost to the worst team in the NFL.
So did the Rams.
Good. They're not very good.
It's a team in the NFL. Any given day, any team can win.
We're a team in the NFL.
We almost beat the Steelers when we were 0-16.
But we didn't almost. We almost made the playoffs today. Didn't, though.
Yeah, we still have next week.
We do. We still have
better
next
than
week.
Saying next year, although you're already on to that.
Nah, next year. I've been on next year. You've been on next year.
No.
It's always convenient. If we play bad, if we play bad, it's always we've only had Zoom meetings and this is the first year of the regime. But if we play good, it's like, this year. Crazy.
Has anyone said that?
Yes, you say it all the time. You always say every time.
Say
every time we lose, you're like, "Oh, we're fine." Well, this is only the first year of the new regime. This regime's so much better than this regime has a better team.
You're right. This regime is way better than the past 3 regimes that we've had.
I mean,
when was the last time we went 10-6 on a season?
2007. We didn't make the playoffs.
Wow, a decade. How many regimes have been within that decade?
How many regimes have played one of the historically worst divisions in the NFL, the NFC East this year? None of them. We're 6-5 in AFC. We're not that good. We're
6-5 is over 500.
We're not that good.
6-5 is over
Okay.
500.
What is the Steelers' record in the AFC? What are the Ravens' record in the AFC? Better than
Okay.
ours.
So
The Jets have
what's
a
the
good
Ravens
AFC
record in general?
The Ravens have the same record as us. They're going to be in the playoffs. We're not.
Are they though? If we win, they're not.
Yeah. Are we going to beat the Steelers?
Actually, are they in the play? Are they? If we
lose and they win,
they might be in the playoffs right now. Are they?
They might.
I think the Colts are over them right now. Are they not?
I don't know. The Colts or the Ravens are the bubble team right now.
So I had a question because someone already texted me about it. Are the Steelers and the Bills going to rest players next week?
No.
If the Bills win this week, are they going to rest next week?
How many losses do the Bills have? 3?
I think they have
4?
3.
Let me go to the NFL. I was thinking about this too. The Steelers aren't resting anybody. I don't think so.
I don't think they are either.
Buffalo has 3 losses, and the Steelers have 3 losses.
So they're still fighting for between 2 and 3.
And for the second seed.
Yeah,
which not resting anybody unless they really don't care.
Realistically, yeah, I guess you do want to fight for that because it's between the Dolphins and the Ravens right now.
Yeah.
I'm guessing a lot of teams would rather have the Dolphins.
I honestly don't think they're going to want us making the playoffs. Either way, I wouldn't be resting people if I were them.
The Bills or the Steelers?
The Steelers.
So you think there's no chance next week?
I mean, there's obviously a chance, but we went from
why
90s.
Is there a chance, though? Why is there a chance, though?
Because if we win, we're in, and even if other teams lose, we're in. If the Colts lose and we lose, we're in. We're kind of. I mean, there's a chance, but we had a 97% chance to make the playoffs before the Giants game. I'm curious to see what it is now. It's probably like a coin toss.
I don't know how they come up with that though, with like such flexibility amongst like how the playoffs work and everything.
Expecting teams to lose though. Miami should have lost last night.
Yeah, that was nuts. I didn't get to watch that game because apparently it's only on Amazon Prime.
Yeah,
which is weird. So we were out and we couldn't watch that game, which was upsetting. But listen,
Saints are the 1 seed.
The Saints
or the Chiefs. Sorry, the Saints might be the 1 seed on the other side, I guess, too. But
they may be. But listen, I'm not overly upset. Is it a bad loss? Of course. Did I think we were going to win this game? Of course. Was that before I knew what happened last night, which was probably less than 24 hours ago? No, I had no idea that was going to happen. Is it still any excuse to really use? Not really. Why we threw the ball 50 plus times? I don't know. Honestly, these past couple of weeks for the Browns have been kind of bizarre. Just thinking about the running game, because in all honesty, we haven't run the ball very well the past couple of weeks. If I want to see. So we have. Where is this? New York game.
Not that interested in it.
Not interested? You don't think they're interested in running the ball anymore?
I don't know why not. It's bad today.
It just seems like it seems like we try and it's just like the first thing that every team ends up, stuffing right away, which is.
It's just like if we're down 1 lineman, like the world is going to burn. We have no chance of winning, it seems like. It makes no sense. That is the 28th ranked run defense in the NFL, the New York Jets, and we threw the ball 53 times. Quentin Williams wasn't even playing.
Yeah, that's a bad game. There's no way getting around it.
But that's a game. That's a game that great teams win, even with everybody on the COVID list. Who cares? Nobody cares about that. Be better, work harder.
Yeah, no, and I'm sure that's what all the players are saying. But it's the National Football League. I mean, they won last week against the number 1 defense, which is, for them to only score 20 points on us is, I guess, good for the defense in a way. But, offensively, we should have put up way more points. We should have called different plays and probably should have come out with the win. But it is what it is. Baker can't fumble the ball 3 times. It's unacceptable. But honestly, Browns still control their own destiny. You got a home game to end the season. Hopefully you get those guys back that we're missing. You get Wyatt Teller back. You get Ronnie Harrison back. Could be. I mean, it is the biggest game of the season. Evidently, it is the biggest game of the season. It has the most stakes, and that's all it is. I mean,
if we lose, though, looking back, it won't be, though. If we lose next week, looking back at the season, next week won't be the biggest game of the year. That's obviously if we lose, because you get unlucky with the Raiders. We could have beat the Raiders, maybe, and we really should have beat Baltimore, and we should have won this game. We didn't. You knew it was going to happen, though. We haven't dropped a game to a team that we were, considerably better than, all year. So you knew that was coming, but there's still two wins out there. There's at least one win out there that we should have had out of our 5 losses. So annoying.
Yeah. I mean, the Ravens one is so tough. Like, that's the toughest one for me. Just because of how well the offense played that game. I mean, like, you're not wrong in when you say, like, we shouldn't make the playoffs because of our defense. You're absolutely right. The defense is so porous. It's so bad. But everything else, the offense, I mean, they're great. But, man, I mean, this is Kevin's worst game for sure in terms of play calling. It just makes zero sense what he did. It was just poor play all around. I mean, there were a lot of dropped balls, but there were also a lot of plays that were just broken. Like, you look and guys are like sticking their hands up because they don't know where they're supposed to be running routes to. And I don't know why they just didn't run it more, but I guess they got down early and, they had to go away from it. So obviously Chubb ran for 1 and did he run for 2 actually?
No, Kareem ran for 1.
Yeah,
Baker threw the ball 53 times and didn't have a passing touchdown. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. But at the same time, I hear all this good stuff. I like Kevin Stefanski. I really do. But I hear about how he's some god after we put up 42 against Baltimore and then we put up 16 with everything considered against the Jets and lose. We put up 6 against the Raiders, whatever, bad weather. But it just, this excuses, like, I could already hear the excuses for next year because I'm just so sick of them. It's just next. So how many defensive players are we keeping for next year? 2 or
starters?
2 or 3? Yeah, just
like
in
starters.
We're gonna have like 80% turnover on defense, and it's gonna be, our defense hasn't played a lot of snaps together. Give them a couple weeks. Give them 6 to 8 weeks to figure out how to play on the defensive side of the ball, and then our schedule is gonna be harder next year. And it's gonna be, our schedule is way harder this year. That's not our fault. Our schedule was easy last year. Well, when we're 8-8 next year, and everyone's has no idea what's going on, I'm going to be like, I could have told you about this 12 months ago.
So, Jeff, I have a question. What is going to satisfy you if we make the playoffs?
Yeah.
Okay. So you'll be happy if we make the playoffs.
Year, if we don't make the playoffs this year, I don't really care about our record. We didn't improve from last year.
But what sense does that make?
It makes a whole lot of sense.
How though? Because the record itself proved. I mean, like, listen, it's like.
But you can't.
If you think about it in the long, term, think about Aaron Rodgers' careers. Does he get worse if one season his team wins a whole bunch of games and then the next season they lose a whole bunch of games?
What does this have? This has no correlation.
No, but like, Jeff, my thing is like you want instant gratification.
No, I don't. I just want fans of the franchise to realize that we're not that good.
No one's saying we're Super Bowl winners.
Yeah, but everyone's saying, we're a shoo-in for the playoffs.
I mean,
why?
Like, but is that even like that big of a thing?
We're the Browns. Yes, we haven't made the playoffs in 17 years.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
But to be in contention the way we are, instead of what it was with other teams where it's like, they need this, and this to happen to win or to get into the playoffs, where we're just at the point where if we win next week, we're in the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
But we haven't been there in 10 years. Win, and the Colts lost, and we would have been in. We're at that point this week.
You're right.
What's the excuse for this week? COVID? I don't care about COVID. I really don't. The NFL is going to NFL us to death, whatever. We don't get one day pushback. They don't even think about pushing our game back whatsoever. It makes no sense. But I mean, what have we really improved? You can't just say, we have more wins in the win column than last year. You can't just say that. I got to go
offense.
back last year. You got to come with
Baker
strength of
Mayfield.
schedule last year. You got to come with the player grade, the PFF grade for every position. We got the best offensive line in the league.
So you think Baker
this
Mayfield's
year.
PFF from last year to this year isn't better?
I think our whole offense PFF is better because we have better
So
players.
then there's improvement. You just debated your own point.
Okay, but it's not like it's a natural improvement. We signed Jack Conklin and we drafted Jedrick Wills and we have Wyatt Teller playing the best football year of his life and we have Kareem Hunt on a short deal. When we saw how Baker did without any of our wide receivers and 2 missing starting linemen today.
That's a lot. How is that not a lot? That's at least 5 starters. If you're not including
the Jets. We played the Jets.
They're an NFL football team, Jeff.
If
you put the Jets in the college football playoffs, they win the college football playoffs by 50 points.
Obviously.
So what's your point? They beat the Rams last
My
week.
point
The
is
Rams
that
are also a good
win
team.
That game.
All right, the night before, not even a full day before, seven starters are announced out. How are you supposed to do anything?
That's nothing that we haven't been dealing with. Our defense has been
What do you
playing
mean it's
down
nothing we
guys
haven't been dealing with?
Our defense
We legit had practice squad wide receivers playing.
Dude, our defense has been playing down 3 or 4 starters all year long.
You're right. But the defense wasn't really the problem this week. I mean, it was because they blew 2 coverages on really easy passes.
The Jets are the 28th ranked run defense in the league. Both of our running backs are healthy. We still have 3 starting linemen.
So that's Kevin Stefanski's fault.
Okay, so I mean it's somebody's fault. I mean you can't say we literally have a negative point differential against the 2 worst teams in the league.
Okay,
that's improvement because we have a couple more wins.
Jeff, it's improvement for the Browns. It's not like you're like comparing it to like, oh, the Ravens are doing this. If it was the Ravens, no, it wouldn't be an improvement. Guess what? We would have lost to the Jags if we were the Browns of last year.
Yeah, we probably deserved to lose them this year.
We probably lose to the Giants last week if we were the Browns of last year.
I mean, we played.
There's significant amount of number of games that we would have lost this year. Eagles game, Texans game, we would have lost those if we were the Browns of last year. As simple as that. In that fact, it's improvement.
It's not though. We beat the Ravens 40-25 last year. We haven't done that against.
So that compared to the Jets.
No, that compared to how we played the Ravens this year, L's.
So why would you say that is a fluke thing, but then this thing with the
I never said that was a fluke thing.
So what is it then?
But I'm just saying, you said, oh, we've improved. Well,
yeah,
we have a chance to go 3-3 against the division.
We lost to Cincinnati last year. We beat them twice this year.
Pittsburgh lost Cincinnati this year. What's the difference?
Jeff, I don't know. I don't know what your argument here is.
My argument is that
you're saying
why
we
does
haven't
everybody
improved, but then you would list
so
off multiple things that we've improved on and say that's not improving.
But if you compare the roster this is what I'm saying. Why are we applauding fish for swimming? I've been saying that all year long. If you compare the rosters, I could hope we have a couple more wins this year. We got the best offensive line in the league. We got a top 3 running attack in the league. We got a top 10 wide receiving core in the league. And we have a quarterback who's pretty good. He's good. After today, he's good. He was pretty good before this week, and he has 3 fumbles. He got rid of his interception problem. Now all he does is fumble the ball. And the timing, I'm not going to get on him for the timing because he didn't have time with these guys because they're practice squad players. But I'm telling you, it doesn't matter. Aaron Rodgers goes out there and wins that game. He's been winning with bum wide receivers his whole life. Same with Tom Brady. Tom Brady's won Super Bowl with bum wide receivers. Why does everything need to be perfect for Baker Mayfield to perform?
Jeff, do you know how much the Packers beat Jacksonville by this year?
But they're the first seed. That makes no sense. If we were first seed in the AFC,
I wouldn't care. You make the point about they have negative 5 point differential against the bottom 2. Okay, but the Packers, who are the number 1 seed, barely beat the Jacksonville Jaguars by 3 points.
Okay, and the Packers probably have a positive point differential on the whole season. Okay. I don't even think the Browns do.
You're right. You're probably right. And here's my point though. Packers are a Super Bowl team. We aren't. No one's saying we're a Super Bowl contention team.
I don't think the NFC is winning the Super Bowl though.
But they're going to be in the Super Bowl. Like
we have a negative 13 point differential, and we're 10-5.
Okay, yeah.
Is that good?
Is
that good?
Defense is bad.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
what is it? What is ours from last year?
Our defense was better.
What is ours from last year?
I don't know. You think I have stats off rip?
I mean, you pull them up, and then like you only want to have the one example.
But everybody wants to talk about how much better our offense was this year. What if our defense was better last year? What if our defense took a step back this year?
I think our defense was probably better than it was last year.
I mean, you only talk about one side of the ball. You just acknowledged it took you to the Ravens game to acknowledge that our defense was bad.
No, I've always acknowledged that our defense is bad. Jeff, we both have acknowledged that our defense is
multiple
bad.
times.
Yeah. Jeff, there's never been a point where I've been like, oh, our defense is really good. Like no one has said that.
Yeah, but you think our offense
have we had good games? Have we had good
consider-
games? Absolutely. Has the defense played good games? Sure. But are they good? No. Not a chance. Missing multiple starters. It's just what it is. Can't be helped.
Yeah, but it don't matter. You lose to the Jets. What does it matter?
You're right.
It's not like we were out there, we still had Baker and both of our running backs and all of our tight ends. Like, please go win a game. That's all you have to do is go win a game.
All you got to do is load up the box, though, on defense then.
That's today's a game that last year's Browns team would have lost too. That's probably.
But then go to all the games that we've won, and you're not putting that same team up against those.
Okay, give last year's team 4 games against the NFC East this year. I mean, what's the difference?
They don't win those games.
They don't beat the football team.
Probably not.
Oh my god.
The way that game started, probably not.
Probably not. Soft. Just think we're just so. I mean, you say I'm the one that doesn't have the patience, but everybody else is thinking that we're so good because we're playing a soft schedule.
I mean, we're 10-5, so we're better than last year, and have a real chance. Have a real chance at the playoffs.
If we go 10-6, we're not that much better than last year. Sorry, we're just really not
better.
We're 3.
We won 6 games last year.
We were 6-10.
No, we were. Did we tie the Steelers game?
6-9-1.
Yeah, we tied the Steelers game at the beginning of the season last year.
Okay, and we were 7-9 the year, we were 7-9 the year before that. Mm-hmm. And we're 4-0 against the NFC East.
Okay.
Take 2 of those games away, we're 8-8 if we play any competent NFC division.
Better than the past 2 years.
With the best team that we've had in the past 3, we're a little bit better.
That's how teams get better. You improve the roster.
But I mean,
just makes sense. If you look at San Francisco, how long did it take? What's the coach's name over there?
A couple of years, 3 years to get to the Super Bowl.
3 years to get to the Super Bowl. This is Kevin Stefanski's first year, my guy. They had to build. They built their team, and it's like the Steelers are a regime, and this is where I'll just go with this with the differential of what we are compared to what the Chiefs, the Packers, the Saints are. We're just getting started, whereas the Saints, the Packers, the Steelers, the Chiefs, they've been building their rosters for years. We just started building our roster last year and this year, offseason wise.
It hasn't been just started though. It really hasn't been. What is this, Jarvis's third year? This is Chubb's third year.
Third year.
This is Chubb's third year. This is
You're
Baker's fourth year.
Third year.
I mean, third year as a starter. He's been in the team 4 years.
No, Jeff. When was Nick Chubb drafted?
They drafted 3 years, but still, this is their third full season.
You're right. Yep, you're right. The point here though is new regime. It's technically not their team that they have right now. In technicality, it's not. They didn't draft these players. They have you'll hear it a lot, and I'm sure you've heard it on the radio with Baker. Stefanski and Barry have no ties to keeping Baker. If they really felt like Baker wasn't the guy, they could shoehorn him and put Keenum in for the rest of the season at some point, or just get rid of him at the end of this season and go out and trade for someone, because we have cap money. We could go trade for, Carson Wentz, who else is out there?
We're getting smoked at halftime next week. I'd be putting Case Keenum in. If we're down like 20 points at halftime next week, I'm benching Baker's ass just to send him a message. Just tell him maybe shut up or something.
Shut up about what though?
Just because he thinks he's cute and stuff. He doesn't talk that much this year. He just gives cute little movie quotes and show quotes to his to the reporters. He hates missing throws like skim milk. Yeah, I hate losing to the goddamn New York Jets too.
Yeah, but you don't like winning 10 games in the season?
I like beating the NFC East 4 times.
That's good.
What's the excuse next year though?
Improvement.
I just can't wait. I just honestly
I'm
cannot
more about a
wait.
presence kind of guy. Like I'm living the present kind
Well,
of
our
thing.
president this season's going to be over next week, so we better start thinking about it.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it. Not worried about it.
You weren't worried about
We
the
go
Jets either.
we go into this next week. We control our destiny. It is what it is. We get players back. Don't get hit with a COVID log. Got a pretty good chance.
Don't get hit by the New York Jets. The New York Jets don't whack us over the head.
Amen. They're an NFL football team. Any given day.
Barely.
Any given day. Man, I bet you the Rams said the same thing last week.
They'd be relegated if there was a different structure around the league. If they did it like soccer over in Europe, you'd be getting your ass kicked out of the league. Bottom two teams they don't get the best draft picks. They just go to the worst league. Bring the two best teams from the worst league up. But the
That'd be
Browns would still be in the
interesting.
worst league.
That'd
Yeah,
be
it is interesting. European football is fun. I think
Do
that's
you
how
pay
it works.
attention to a lot of European football?
No, I just played a little bit of FIFA. But yeah, but I mean, they just have. I feel like there's so much competition over there.
They're just like, if you suck, you go and you suck with other people.
Yeah,
I'm playing in a. So it's funny enough. So I'm playing in a league with my brother. He got like 36 people. So there's 3 divisions. This was the first year that it was made.
That's crazy.
So this entire year was for the fact of playing, getting placed into the A division, B division, and C division. So I'm in the A division, did really well, but then I played Mike Evans last week or this week, and
I play Alvin Kamara this week in the championship.
Did you really?
Mm-hmm.
No way.
I'm actually winning right now, but
really,
I don't think I'm gonna win. Yeah, my team low-key had a day. Go ahead.
Dang. Who did you have?
I still don't think it's a 2-week game, but Chubb had it 17, Kelsey 22, Brandon Cooks had 27.
Dude, Kelsey's such a godsend.
Yeah, he is. He'd be a first-round draft pick next year.
Yeah. So yours is like you play the championship over 2 weeks?
Yeah, and just combine score.
It
was only a 4-person playoff.
I feel like it's still hard because it's just like combined score.
Yeah.
Plus, I don't want I hate waiting for these scores a lot of the times. It's like painful. But what about the Cavs, man? Did you watch that game last night? It was good.
No, I watched a lot of the first game.
Dude, it was such a good game last night. Like we had that thing on and actually we were going nuts. We had that 2 double overtime freaking it was good. It was a really good game. They look considerably better than what they have in the past, couple years. So it'll be interesting. They play what I would just assume is a playoff team tonight. So hopefully,
where are they playing tonight?
76ers.
Oh
so,
yeah, they gave us two easy ones out the gate, low key.
Yeah,
Charlotte and Detroit might be worse than us.
Okoro and Love. Well, Okoro's out and Love is questionable, but Garland and Sexton and Drummond, those 3 they're good. They are
curious to see if we do anything, what our record is, and if we're going to try to move people around. But
yeah, I mean, I saw something just like off rip Twitter about like the Cavs trading Drummond to the Clippers because they're like the Clippers need a big man or something. I was like, well, what would we get? Like, who would we get for that? But I don't know. I'm really invested into the Cavs though. So 7:00 tonight, I'll be watching again. But if you got anything else, Jeff, before we sign off?
Nope, just disappointed, but not surprised, really. I really wasn't surprised. I'm really not even that mad. Kind of just, just get whatever it is off my chest. It'll make me feel better. So not actually this toxic. I am, but I'm actually not. It's kind of more of a,
it's just like when you're really passionate about something, which is always a good thing.
Yeah.
It's like when you're it makes sense. It makes sense.
It's just so easy today. I mean, I'm not going to make excuses, but the whole COVID thing just screwed us. It really kind of just screwed us.
That was the one thing my dad was even like talking about with my brother before he left today. It's like it's so weird that the Ravens got, it got bumped back like 3 times, something like that. So.
But even if you told me like Monday or something, even if it like played the same way out, but if somebody told me like Monday, like, oh, the Browns are going to get or they're going to have late people on the COVID list, do you still think we're going to beat the Jets? I probably still would have said yes. So that's the equally annoying part.
I'll be truthfully honest with you, I would have probably said the same thing.
Yeah.
I absolutely probably would have said the same thing.
But I
With
guess not.
like with Goodson and Jacobs, I would have been like, yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
The whole wide receiver thing, it's like so tough because like how much we've all talked about without Odell, how great Jarvis and Higgins and even Donovan Peoples Jones have been. But yeah, like I would have absolutely said we would have won this game. I told you guys, and I was wrong. I was very wrong. I wasn't worried about this Jets team, and I wasn't worried about the Giants game. Giants game, if they scored that touchdown on the fourth and whatever they did, maybe could have been a very different game. But we handed that game. But this Jets game, I was wrong, unfortunately. But it puts the stakes on next week. In our preseason opener, when we predicted these games, I had it in a very different scenario of how this week 17 matchup would be. I said it would be for the AFC North. It could have been for the AFC North, but now it's just for the playoffs, for a playoff spot. And it's almost as big as that. And it's at home. I still think they gotta flex that game, right?
I just hope we're healthy.
Yeah.
I don't care when it is, what's going on.
So do you think if all those guys, I just don't know what's gonna happen. Like it's just gonna be like a mute point, but like if all those guys just go negative for the next couple days and they're fine, like we just got absolutely screwed. Like we could have played tomorrow. We could have played tomorrow at like 4:30 or
Tuesday.
something.
I don't know. That's just making me nervous because I felt like they didn't even think about pushing us back because I don't know why they wouldn't want to flex this game. It would make total sense. Make us play Monday or Tuesday against the Jets and then have the game next week.
Get flexed. Yeah.
Like Monday night. But I mean, I honestly think it. But who did the Ravens were playing the Steelers, though. They probably don't want the Jets on national TV.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fuck. Damn. Yeah, that's bad. It's bad. Whatever. But it is what it is. Browns control their own destiny. Next week is a big one, and we'll have a preview for that for sure. Hopefully we'll do it Friday. That way Friday night we'll know almost everything we can, I guess, as much as we can on a Friday and get it out on a Saturday. But it's a big one. It's the biggest one. So I'm looking forward to that. But as always, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, a subscribe, a follow. Leave us some comments. Let us know what you guys thought. And we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.